Hey folks, welcome back to more Let's Play Ocarina of Time Reverse Dungeon Order. At the end of the last part, we entered the Fire Temple, talked to Darunia, and got the first key of the dungeon. And in this part, we're going to do the rest of the dungeon. Now I have a really sore throat today, as you can probably tell from my voice. So I'm going to try to keep my talking pretty minimal, only talking when I feel like I need to explain something. So I hope that's alright. The alternative would be waiting after the next 2 days, after my work days are over, to get this out. But I'm sure you guys don't want any more delays, so you'll have to put up with my voice and my minimal talking. So I guess one thing I need to explain though is that this temple, the goal is basically to rescue all of the imprisoned Gorons. Every Goron you rescue, you get a key, and if you play this dungeon normal route, you'll need to collect every key, which means saving every Goron. But I'm going to be doing a couple of really big sequence breaks to skip a few of the keys and Gorons, and you'll also see some other little shortcuts and time savers too. So yep, I'm going to go quiet for a little bit until our first sequence break comes up. Okay, so our first big sequence break is coming up now. This is called the block skip, and it effectively skips the entire boulder maze that's in the next area. And the way this works is you need to do kind of this precise little alignment setup, and then you need an explosive such as a bomb or bomb chew. This is much easier to do with a bomb, but you know, we don't have them yet, so the bomb chew is my only choice. And basically what I'm going to do here is pause buffer until I get to a certain frame, a certain flash that the bomb chew shows. And once I get there, I'm going to drop the bomb chew, turn towards the wall and align with it and get in the corner between the wall and the block. And if you do all this just right, the explosion will push you through the wall and you'll land in an area down below. And from there you can head to the top of the maze, and there's also a key there that you're not supposed to get this early. But I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. So yeah, right there I land in the lower area, hit the switch on the floor, and that gives me access to this key right here. And this key you're not supposed to get until you've done a good bit of the boulder maze. So yeah, we're getting that out of order. And I'm climbing up this way, and this is going to take us to the top of the boulder maze. And you'll notice this explodable floor right here. I'm just going to climb right through it. You're supposed to blow that up and drop down here, but since we're doing it out of order, I can climb right through it. You'll find that in most games the developers don't bother adding collision to the side of floors and walls that they don't need to, you know. So that's why I could climb through that. So yeah, that key that we got, I just used it on that door, and we're completely out of the boulder room now, and we just completely bypassed all of it. And now we are in the big flame maze room, and this room can give you some trouble if you're not completely familiar with it. And here comes our second big sequence break, right there. It's really easy. You just get near that flame wall thing and get far enough away from it to where it's not extended upwards, where the flame is low, and then you're going to side hop right towards it, and you'll get knocked to the other side of it. And that effectively skips the entire left side of the flame room, as well as the key and like that room that's like in the middle and stuff. So it's a great sequence break, shortcut, whatever you want to call it. This guy is called the Flame Dancer, I believe, and he's the mini boss of this dungeon. He's only found in this dungeon. He's really easy. Just use your power crouch stabbing. You want to hook shot him right as he starts spinning, and then just power crouch stab. And right at the end of this fight, if you jump to the corner of the elevator right before that cutscene starts, you can ride it up, and that saves a lot of time because that elevator moves upwards whether or not you're on it. So jumping to the corner like that and avoiding the flame and riding it up saves you from having to wait for it to come back down. I'm pretty sure that shortcut's been known about since forever, but it's one of my favorites. Alright, so we're in the Megaton Hammer room. This part can be a little nerve-wracking, just because if you fall off this path, especially to the right, it wastes a ton of time. But you just gotta keep confident. And that will give us the Megaton Hammer. And those bats can be pretty dangerous too. So yeah, we're going to drop all the way down here, and we're going to equip our hover boots and our Megaton Hammer, of course. And we can, with the hover boots, we can cross this gap here. And using a Hammerton jump slash, you can hit this rusted switch under the Song of Time block without having to play the Song of Time, which is useful for us because we don't have that song. So now if I could just open this chest, there we go. Maneuvering while wearing the hover boots can be pretty tricky in tight spaces. Alright, so we're going to save and reset here, and that's going to take us to the front of the temple. And now that we have the Megaton Hammer, we can go over here to the right and reveal this doorway and use that last key that we just got to open this door. Yeah, I did that room really well, actually. And this room you can just bypass. Just go right to the left. Right to the left. You know what I mean. And this brings us to our second Flame Dancer. This time the block in the middle is not an elevator, so you don't have to worry about jumping up to the corner. That box that's that appears there, it's just I think 5 bombs. Completely useless to us because we can't obtain bombs yet. And this brings us to the boss key. Now we can head towards Volvagia. Whatever you do, don't speak to the Gorons. They talk a lot. They've run a lot of speedruns for a lot of people because they stand so close to the chest. Anyway, I just equipped the hover boots and the giant's knife, The hover boots just because it makes this part really quick, and the giant's knife because it's going to help us take down Volvagia a little faster. So Volvagia isn't too tough of a boss. You're going to need the Megaton Hammer to stun him on the first hit, and then the second hit you can attack with whatever. Wow, my neighbor needs to chill with the Weed Eater. I'm sure you can hear that. He actually works on Weed Eaters and stuff. But anyway, yeah, if you use a Master Sword Jump Slash for the second hit, after you stun him, it takes 4 cycles to kill this guy. If you use the Giant's Knife or Bigoron Sword, it takes 3 cycles. So I always like messing around in this fight while he's flying around and stuff. And then walking and stuff like that. So at the beginning of the third cycle, he's going to fly towards the ceiling and boulders are going to start dropping. And you can just get down here and stay on like the climbable side of the platform. And if you just stay on the climbable surface, there's no way to be hit by a boulder or him, so you're completely safe. I popped up a little early and got smacked by a boulder, but it doesn't matter. Here comes the final hit. So yeah, he's not too bad. You can be a real weenie and completely avoid damage, but I like to live on the edge. If you look real closely, you can see when his skull drops that his mouth is still moving. It's just something I realized when I was younger. I thought it was kind of interesting. I think he mouths the words F you. I wouldn't doubt it. There's some colorful pens you got there, Sonny. Okay, so this part with Darunia, I'm going to speed it up to keep within the 15-minute time limit that I now have to obey. So there's going to be no sound right here. Alright, so that does it for the Fire Temple. In the next part, we're going to do the Forest Temple in its entirety, I hope. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.